Hello there. I'm Scotty. You're not. Can we go down, please? Can we? I need to take the sound off. There we go. Welcome back to the Smallville Retrospective, where we're looking at season 3, episode 19, entitled Talisman. There it is. I had to think about it. Talisman. We're back with the Kawachi Caves again, which I rolled my eyes at, but this was actually not bad. Maybe this is what I think of when I think of better episodes to see. This was not bad. This was not bad. So in the episode, the Kawachi professor is back, and he's brought with him Jeremiah, a student of his. And they go to speak to Lionel Luthor. They find out that Lionel has found a sacred artifact, Kawachi artifact. It's a blade. And Jeremiah knows what it is, and eventually freaks out, doesn't want Lionel to have it, which of course you don't want Lionel to have something like that. He smashes it open, and the blade connects to him, giving him superpowers. Super strength, speed, and invulnerability, I guess. And so he goes off, and the whole episode's about trying to find him. Meanwhile, there's the B and a C plot. In the B plot, Pete seems to be hiding out at school, but we're not sure why quite yet, although Chloe's on the case. And in the C plot, we find out that Lex is trying to sell the Talon. Because Chloe tells her to ask Lex for money. We don't get a scene with her doing that. It's just, maybe he does. I don't know. Maybe she does. I don't know. But his response is to sell the Talon and give the money to her. I don't remember where this goes, because by the end of the episode, he says that Chloe and her dad made an offer. Keep in mind, Chloe's dad has no job. Yet, I don't know. Was it supposed to air sooner? Probably not. But, I don't know. Chloe's dad has no job, yet he's trying, I don't know. But she turned it down because she doesn't want anything tying her to Smallville after she leaves. Yeah, the writers shoot themselves in the foot with that and have to come up with an entirely different reason for her to come back in season 4. I'm going to go into it when we get into the last episode, but it keeps creeping on. This whole lot of situation. She should have stayed gone. I'll just say that. Anyway. So. I'll just wrap up the B plot here too. We find out that Pete's mom is up for a judgeship in Topeka, Wichita, and that his parents are divorcing. They're going through a divorce, which Chloe figures out. But he does snap on Chloe. Not everything is something you need to find out. Everything is a big story, Chloe. I get where he's coming from. I have never been through that kind of a divorce. My mom did get divorced from her first husband, but that was okay. He was a dick who did some things that I won't say, but he deserved. Anyway, he deserved worse than what he got. But my current stepdad is better, much better. Anyway, so we find out that this blade bestows the power of Naman, onto a Kawachi protector until the blade can go to Naman. But if the wrong person touches it, i.e. Sagith, who's supposed to be Naman's mortal enemy, a friend turned villain, right? A friend turned enemy situation. Clearly it's pointing to Lex, but I struggle to think about, like, this fits in the Smallville mythology, but it doesn't work when you try to think of Superman mythology, because I don't really recall anyone close to Superman as a friend. But I think that this legend is generations too late. What if Clark is not Naman? What if Jor-El was Naman? We know from earlier on in Relic, he came to Earth and he had those powers, right? Think about it. So who is Sagith? Zod is Sagith. Think about it. They grew up on Krypton together. They were obviously allies and friends until Zod decided, he wanted to conquer Krypton because the people in charge, the council, the Krypton High Council, weren't responsible enough, he thought. So he tried to conquer. I think that makes more sense than trying to put the Superman mythology in there to figure out, in the Smallville mythology, yes, very much this is Lex. Although it's left up to interpretation at the end, because when Clark does confront Jeremiah, the blade throws up and lands right in front of both Lionel and Lex, and they grab it at the same time, and it dissolves. So it's up in the air as to who it is. Jeremiah seems to think it's Lionel, although it doesn't really make sense. However, I just thought about this. It could, if you really think about it. He was an ally to them. He helped Clark get adopted, and all. Then he turned on them. Could work, but also Lionel's not a good person to begin with, so he was never really a friend. But then there's Lex, who is very much supposed to be Sagith, but they leave it ambiguous, So, Jonathan reasons with Clark that if he has Clark's strengths, he may also have his weaknesses. Which, of course, it's not, you're not necessary whether or not it's going to work depending on where they put it in. And then about 3/4 of the episode, maybe a little bit more than half, I should say, he sets a trap for him. Tell Professor Willowbrook to tell Jeremiah, that he is a false prophet. That Clark is not Naman. He's a false prophet, and they have he shows up at the loft. And when Clark tries to use the meteor rock, it doesn't work. Because of course it can't work. The episode's not over yet. So Jeremiah just throws it and then stabs Clark with the blade, which is made of Kryptonian metal. Something that Lionel hypothesized, thinking it was the same metal as the key and thinking they can make a new key out of it because the key is still missing, if you remember. But Clark stumbles home, eventually found by his parents, and when Jonathan tries to stop the bleeding, his hands glow, which heal Clark, which means that Jor-El was going through him to heal Clark. Instead of doing that, why not just have his super healing heal it? I know it's Kryptonian metal, whatever, but just say that it took longer to heal. But I don't know. This was fine. What we needed, I guess, but it is a little wonky since we're supposed to believe that Jor-El is no longer, for lack of a better term, inside of Jonathan, occupying Jonathan. I don't know, it's strange. Like I said, they have the final confrontation, whatever. We have another Clark and Lana scene. But we also get the Chloe and Pete scene here. And so I'm kind of wondering when we're going to get back to the plot. Because we started something with him admitting that he killed his parents in truth. There was nothing done with that in Memoria. Not really. And then nothing done here. And spoiler alert, Forsaken, Emily's back. You know, the little girl, one who was obsessed with Lana, who disappeared in season 2. Why they had to come back to this story, I don't know. But yeah, that's the next thing. So I'm gonna give this 3.5 Superman logos out of 5. I thought this was good. Better than I thought it was going to be, which is why the 0.5 is another. Otherwise, it would probably be a 2.5. So it's another star, technically. But, yeah. You know, I enjoyed it for what it was. It was obviously good performances. John Glover gets more scene to chew on in the last 3 episodes than you would think. You know, he gets that fight scene with Jonathan in was it the last one? Yeah. And then he gets to be out and about. He gets kidnapped by Jeremiah, I forgot to mention, and strapped down, and Jeremiah is going to kill him. I remember back when I watched this, I thought, is this the end? But no, because I already seen the finale before this, so I don't know. I don't know. But they could have killed off Lionel here, and I think it would have been fine. Although, like I said, I think Lionel should have been the overarching villain of the entire series instead of Flex, but, you know. Who knows? So, yeah. What'd I say? 3.5? Yeah. So, what are your thoughts on this episode? Leave a comment below. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching. I've been Scotty, and I'll see you in the next one. So we can get us to work. Ready? Okay.